Hey everybody, this week we are going to talk MLB All-Star Game caps. They're fuzzy. The Hall of Fame weekend caps just came out. We have new logos for the 2030. Can you believe we're talking about 2030 Olympic Games in the French Alps? The New Orleans Saints are celebrating 60 years. We're going to take a look at some of your comments. Paul is going to share his minor league minute with a quieter ticker this time. And yeah, we will share. I'll share where I was during the 2019 All-Star Game in Cleveland. But first, we are going to go jump right into these 2026 MLB All-Star Game caps. It's being held in Philly. And like everything this year in baseball, it has a USA 250 theme. I am not American. I'm not pretending to be American. Paul Caputo, tell me what these caps mean to you as an American on this most patriotic of anniversaries.
Chris, forget the semi-quincentennial. Let's talk about some fuzzy Philly fanatic All-Star Game caps. I am so very excited about this. I couldn't believe it when I saw it on the site. First of all, you have featured my Phillies in the article that you've written about this. I presume because it's being held in Philadelphia, but also because we're going to get to be there together in the city, having a cheesesteak, having a soft pretzel, and you wanted to celebrate my fuzzy Philly fanatic green caps. Let's talk about that, Chris. The fuzziness of these caps. Have we ever seen fuzzy All-Star Game caps before?
Not that we're willing to admit, Paul. You've gotten very excited about these fuzzy caps. I do want to point
Okay.
out the fuzzy caps are only worn for workout day. They're not going to be worn in the game itself. I know that's disappointing because they're clearly the superior of the two caps that were unveiled for each team. But baseball seems to have this tradition of saving their best caps for what people watch the least. I'm not quite. I don't know. I don't know what the strategy is there. But yeah, the furry caps. Again, these are just for the workout day, which is like the home run derby and the practice and all that. Unfortunately, you won't see them during the game. The design of those caps is basically the same as the standard team caps, except the eyelets are a different color. The material on the back is more like the BP and the spring training caps we've seen. And of course, the logos are very fuzzy and furry, though only one really of note here is your Phillies,
Yeah.
who have decided to forego the usual white P logo on the front of their cap for a nice, furry, bright, neon, nuclear waste green P on the front of their cap. Presumably, Paul,
It,
they chopped up your poor Philly fanatic
oh
and
no.
made a ball cap out of them, so so the fans could walk around Citizens Bank Park wearing their trophy kill with pride. No more Philly fanatic, and this is one way to celebrate it.
He was the last of his species of Galapagos bird, and no more fanatic. That's sad, but hey, he'll live
Oh, they're
on forever.
extinct.
Yeah, he'll live on forever in the form of this fuzzy cap. There's been an increase in the amount of fanatic themed gear. Maybe ever since Bryce Harper got there, right? Because he really embraced like the whole fanatic thing. I've got the headband that Bryce Harper
Mm-hmm.
used to wear with the fanatic theme on it. The fuzzy caps. I mean, you mentioned that they're green for Phillies fans, but there's still fuzzy caps, and they're going to be wearing them in the home run derby, which I will be at. Will you also be at the home run derby, Chris? Are you going to be able to get to go to that?
I have no idea. There's
Okay.
negotiations going on.
Oh,
I will be in Philadelphia. I will let
okay.
everyone know that. I'll be in Philly. Paul will be in Philly.
Yeah.
This wasn't coordinated. This was
Nope.
just so happened.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can do an in-person recording of the podcast. That would be nice. I've actually never met Paul in person before. I'm going to find out that either he's 10 feet taller than me or vice versa. You never know. Maybe I'll discover some sort of odor that I was
Mm,
unaware of.
right. You'll never be able
Um,
to shake that. Yeah.
no, that's all I'm going to think about. If people notice that the show mysteriously ends after that in-person episode, you'll know that there was an odor,
That'll be it.
and I
That'll be
just
it.
couldn't
You
say anything.
you couldn't even take it even on Zoom. Chris, the fuzzy logos on these caps, I like just looking at the site. You know which one I like actually is the Brewers. You've got the fuzzy MB glove. That's a logo that looks like
Mm,
it was just made to be fuzzy.
a fuzzy glove, Paul. That's
Your Blue Jays, we've got the fuzzy bird there. Uh, I'm just
This is
moving right along with that, Chris. I'm
yeah,
not
no, that's fine.
I'm
I
not
don't blame.
gonna.
I don't think there's anything you can say with the word fuzzy next to it that doesn't sound a little,
Yeah,
I don't know, inappropriate.
yeah.
But a fuzzy marlin, that sounds like a drink.
There's it does. Let's get together and share a fuzzy marlin.
You know,
Uh, I'll tell you what one of my great regrets is when I see these hats unveiled because like I would absolutely love to get this bright red cap with bright green fuzziness on it for my Phillies home run derby cap, the workout cap. But these flat brim fitted caps, they don't look right on my head. I am very much
mm.
a dad hat buyer. I don't know if these hats are going to exist in the dad hat form that I like to buy them.
I've heard that they will. I've
Oh,
heard there's different formats for all of them. For
okay.
folks just like you who don't like the big when I was in high school, me and my buddies used to call them train conductor caps because it looked like
Right.
the front of your crown was just really high up.
Yeah.
And then they came out with the low profile ones, which I liked a little more.
Yeah.
But yeah, now they've started coming out with like flex ones and adjustable cap ones
Yeah.
all constructed similarly
Yeah.
to the on-field ones with the, the
Okay.
3D embroidery. They even put the MLB logo on the back now,
Nice.
so you look like the players on the field. It's all about fan comfort, really.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why
Yeah.
any of these caps exist, is so that
For
you'll buy
sure.
them. So you might as well make them in a format that you'll enjoy them.
Let's talk, Chris, about the caps that they're actually going to be wearing during the game, though, because there's some
Hmm.
elements of these that I think are interesting here. So the caps are the regular team colors, which I like. And then on either side of the logo, they've got three stars, which you suggest, perhaps, in the article, is maybe a little wink and a nod to the Phillies logo, which is full of stars.
Yeah, well, I notice it's the same stitching effect, right? Like the Phillies wordmark logo has that chain stitching thing, and they got the stars above the eyes and Phillies, and
Yeah,
they're in that same sort of chain stitched embroidery technique.
yeah.
I think that's a little subtle nod to that, as well as, the Phillies logo has the stars on it as well.
The other thing, though, is that they throw the city name under the logo, so it's a lot
Hmm.
of stuff for the front of a cap, and this is where it starts getting a little dicey for me in terms of do I want to actually buy this? I prefer a pretty simple cap when it comes to it, right? But like the Toronto one has, the Toronto blue. It's got the Toronto Blue Jays logo on it. It's got three slightly lighter blue stars on either side of the Blue Jays logo. And then it's got the word Toronto, all caps, across the front here in that same blue as the stars. And then you've got the All-Star Game patch on the side of the hat. So a lot going on, but largely monochromatic, right? Like except for the team logo against the cap. The city name, the stars are a lighter version of the cap, and then you've got like a monochromatic version, color coordinated of the All-Star Game logo as a side patch for
Hmm.
all of these teams.
It is a lot, and the
Yeah,
shame of adding the city name below is that it shrinks the team's logo. Right
yeah,
now, you have a smaller team logo. Which,
right,
if I'm going to buy this cap, I don't want a small version of my team's logo. I want,
right.
I want to wear it with pride and be very loud about it. I think this would have been fine. So each logo is also trimmed in Liberty Bell copper.
Oh,
So I think that would have been fine. The Liberty Bell copper around, okay, so that's Philadelphia, that's USA 250, I get it.
sure.
And then the three stars on either side, or even
Yeah,
two, whatever, make them fit however you want. Get rid of the city name underneath the logo. Put that on the back. That's fine. I don't care if it's on the
right.
back.
Uh-huh.
And they also have the copper colored eyelets around the top of the crown. That looks fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind the patch on the side. But yeah, the city name just seems to be there for no reason other than to take up room. I feel like they probably designed this and said, we need something. We need something else here. Uh,
We're
you
paying
know,
these dezigner's. Might as well.
we
Uh,
we got to put something in here.
you say Liberty Bell copper. I prefer to think of
Mhm.
it as Cheese Whiz gold.
I don't know what cheese whiz you're eating, but if I found cheese whiz this color, I'm not going anywhere near it.
Just you wait, Chris, until we try all of the cheese whizzes at all of the cheesesteak places in all of Philadelphia.
We are getting it wit whiz, as the local Philly cheesesteak place I went to a couple years ago would say,
That's how
with
you do it.
vigor.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about the inside of these caps, Paul?
Yes.
There's something going on in here. I know you're gearing up on a rant about the inside of caps.
Well,
What do you think about this?
my question for you, and I don't know if this qualifies as a rant or not, but my question for you, Chris, is what the actual heck with this? Like, why are we putting stuff on the inside of caps? So, as you have illuminated in the article, on the inside of the cap, you've got like script that sort of evokes the Declaration of Independence. And then you've got like this sort of emblem that looks like sort of old-timey, possibly from 1776, like a seal that has
Hmm.
the team logo in it. And one of the examples that you put in there that I think is particularly funny because it's as silly a logo as you could imagine in a very serious looking seal. You put the old cartoon bird from the Orioles in there.
Yeah.
that
Why not?
that I thought was pretty funny. So yeah, so I guess the larger question: why are we putting things on the inside of caps except for it's an excuse to make them more expensive? And and then what is this seal that I'm looking at in there that is meant to kind of feel like it evokes America 250, I guess.
Well, first of all, your question's unfair because you asked it with a qualifier, and your
Oh,
qualifier disqualified
oh no.
um, the only correct answer, which is it's put there, as you said, to sell them at a higher price.
I see.
It's basically, oh, you buy it and look, oh, there's something cool on the inside. It also says, what is it say United we stand on the inside too, on the sweatband?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
just
that's what it
over
says.
and over again.
Yeah, yeah,
It says each team's name and then 1776 underneath the team's name,
yeah.
which looks weird to me because it's weird to see like Arizona Diamondbacks 1776. Like
Right,
that's
exactly. Historic franchise.
as for that stamp design,
Yeah.
I have no idea. I assume that this is some sort of American thing. Maybe it's like the seal to the mint. I have no idea.
Oh,
So it says the team name above, and then below it says member club, and then
yeah.
the division that the team's in. So like for the Diamondbacks, it says member club NL West division. Puts the team logo in a shield with like what is it, laurel leaves underneath it, and a couple of extra stars, and the AL or NL logo above. Again, this just feels like, hey, we need to put something here.
Yeah.
So
It
what are we
looks
gonna
like the
do?
Arizona Diamondbacks won an award at the Cannes Film Festival.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
They
that's
won it in
they
1776, which
won it. Yeah,
is
they won
there's
an
all
award at the 1776 Cannes Film Festival.
I don't
I
even know where to begin telling you what's wrong with that sentence, Paul.
yeah, I mean, my larger question though is just, like what is the purpose except for that it's just sort of a cool design element. But like if you're wearing the hat or displaying the hat in any way, you're not going to see that. The only time you're going to see that is if someone takes it off their gross sweaty head and says, "Look at this thing on the inside of my hat."
Anytime someone takes something off their gross sweaty thing and says, "Take a look at that."
I recently bought, by the way, a Tampa Bay Rays City Connect cap because
Oh,
I love the Sky Ray logo so much, and I just had Warren Hypes from the Rays on Baseball by Design talking about that
we
brand.
love
So
Warren. Warren's a good
and
guy. He's done interviews for the site too in the past.
yeah.
So
Well, and I got a cap, and it had all sorts of like the underside of the brim had cool, texture on it and that sort of thing. So, you know, I guess I'm a hypocrite as always with all of this stuff because I'm gonna buy it all, especially when I'm there in person, Chris, and like it's just like all sitting there and like I have to have it. I can't
I
live
need something.
without this logo on all of these things.
Well, look who you're talking to.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. But hey, Chris, guess what? We have more Major League Baseball stuff to talk
Hmm.
about, and we're not even going to get into the Father's Day ribbons that they wore. We've talked about all the Father's Day things.
No
Uh,
Father's Day caps, right?
no Father's Day caps, just the
No
ribbons to
Father's Day
support
caps. Yeah.
prostate cancer. Yeah. But the Hall of Fame weekend is coming up again, and they've got special caps for those where teams reprise historic logos. And so we've got some interesting choices from teams here. Do you have any Hall of Fame weekend caps that are standing out to you as particularly notable?
Well, there's just a couple in here that I never thought that we would see again. And one of those is the Milwaukee Brewers. Like we just talked about this a couple weeks ago, the MB Notre Dame caps.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because you asked me, will we ever see this again? And I said, probably not. And here we are 2 weeks later. The
Yeah.
Brewers are going to wear these for 3 games. And not only that, but the Tampa Bay Rays,
Mm.
who only seem to recognize the uniforms they wore for three mostly forgettable seasons, 1998 to 2000, are going to wear their 2001 to 2007 green Tampa Bay Rays cap, which I always thought was the superior set. I always
Mm.
thought that was by far their best look.
A little more
And with
contemporary
the
looking.
well, yeah, and with the unique color scheme, right? Like
Yeah.
green, black, and blue.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that as far as I can quickly think. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that on the field as much as one can get excited by a throwback cap from
Yeah.
25 years ago. The one part that's really not so fun about this is that they don't wear the throwback jerseys to go with this.
Oh, huh.
So you're going to get these really cool throwback caps. New Era does this.
Yeah.
But Nike doesn't seem to follow the fun and produce matching throwback uniforms. And that just gives you this crazy mishmash
Yeah.
of caps and jerseys. So, like for example, you're going to see, the Tampa Bay Rays are going to wear their, well, who knows what jersey they're going to wear that day,
Right.
but it could be like the blue and yellow
Yeah.
jersey with the green and black cap.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense,
Does not.
right? So we saw it last year with the Marlins, right? When they wore the teal Florida Marlin throwback cap,
Yeah.
but had to wear it with their modern Miami Marlins uniforms.
Yeah.
I presume they're going to wear their Florida Marlins throwback set this year with it, but that's it's kind of both fun and annoying at the same time. Video game fans, this is nothing new for you because you've been mixing and matching the wrong cap with the wrong jersey for years in MLB The Show. This is a real life version of MLB The Show coming up this week. Well, what weekend is it? July 24th, July 26th. They're going to wear them for 3 games.
All right. So still about a month away yet, but
Hmm.
some interesting caps that we'll see out there.
Get to
The
work, Nike. Start making jerseys. You have
There's
a month.
time. There's still time.
Yes.
The Cubs one, by the way, is a really fun. That like old school bear with a bat.
Hmm.
That's a fun one. The A's look like they're throwing it way back to their Oakland days, so that'll be fun for them.
All the way back, eh?
I'll tell you one that I thought I would never see again in baseball, and I just think it's a genuinely bad logo. And I'd be curious because you're an expert on such matters, so I'll be curious
Mm.
if we're on the same page on this. This Giants logo with the clip art baseball and like the script Giants over it feels just really amateurish to me. Like that is one of my least favorite all-time Major League Baseball logos.
It's weird because it was never a cap logo. So I don't know why the only thing I can, because they did this when they did Hall of Fame weekend last year,
Yeah,
the Giants, I'm pretty sure wore the exact same cap. Like they didn't change anything.
yeah,
Maybe the visor color might be different. I'm just going off memory here.
sure.
But my only guess is that they wanted to honor the history of the franchise without wearing a cap that looked like a New York Mets cap. So they, instead of wearing that old-timey NY on it, and all the San Francisco Giants caps are all the same, what else are you going to do, right? So you pick, this was the logo the Giants used when they not immediately came to San Francisco, because the color of the baseball is orange, which I think was a Charlie O'Finley invention. So, honoring your Bay Area comrades. I don't know. With an orange baseball in there, and yeah, it throws you back to the '70s Giants, which were not a great time to be a Giants fan. The team kept trying to move,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't. That's the only thing I can think of is that they don't want to wear a cap that has an NY in the front, and they don't want to just recycle an SF
yeah,
cap that they've already worn for 50, 60 years.
yeah.
So let's go to this. But
Just very
um,
strange to me, though, to see a major
yeah,
league team wearing a word mark logo on their cap. Like that's
on a
wild to
cap.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Going back to some other oddball throwbacks, the Texas Rangers are throwing back to a cap that most people forget ever existed, and I
The
don't
black
quite
brim.
know why. Yeah, they're wearing the black brim,
Yeah.
which I th was only for what, like 1 or 2 years in the mid to like 2007-ish or something, during an era where teams would just throw black into their uniform just for the heck of it, like back when the Royals wore black
Yeah.
and well, the Mets wearing black doesn't seem weird now, but it seemed weird at the time. And the Jays were wearing black, and it never made sense. The Rangers were probably the weirdest of them all,
Yeah.
and probably I'm gonna have to say, like the one that people forgot about the most, that they actually added black to their uniform.
Yeah.
Why they're throwing back to black for this all Hall of Fame weekend, I don't understand, unless
Oh,
Paul Caputo. Ah, a light bulb just went over my head. Is this the cap that Adrian Beltre wore when he played for the Rangers?
oh, that would be brilliant. Let's get our intern on researching that and see if they can
Okay,
come up with an answer.
intern, our intern, who's also named Paul Caputo. Can you? That's got to be it, right? That's the only thing that makes sense. And now I feel like a fool for going off on the Rangers for this because if Beltre did wear this cap, well, then you know what? This is brilliant, rather than rather than a head scratcher.
All right. Well, I'm doing some work here, but in the meantime, I do want to
Yes.
mention that my Phillies appear to be throwing it back to an era when designers only had straight lines to work with, and they have what I can only think of as the Atari 2600 logo, which is just a P made entirely of straight lines.
They hadn't invented curves yet.
They
That
had
didn't
not
come until.
invented curves. No, and I would say that they were throwing it back to 1776, but clearly we've seen they had curves. They had way too many curves back then with all of their scripty Declaration of Independence flares there. So,
You know
uh,
the worst part about this?
what's
I
that?
know, I hope you have some Beltray information, but before you do, we have like USA 250. We have an All-Star game in Philadelphia. It's the National League's 150th anniversary this year, which has been completely forgotten
Hmm,
through all this. Not a single pillbox cap.
that's
Why?
sad.
Why? They should be wearing them at the least, they should be wearing them for the home run derby. At the most reasonable, they should be wearing them for the All-Star game. The Phillies could have worn a pillbox cap for Hall of Fame weekend.
Totally.
The Pirates could have worn a pillbox cap for Hall of Fame weekend. That was their thing. And the 1976 All-Star game, which was also in Philadelphia to honor the 200th anniversary of the United States and the 100th anniversary of the National League, they all wore pillbox caps in the All-Star game.
Chris, I'm going to assume that whatever you just said was really smart and
Yeah.
totally accurate.
Hmm.
I was busy researching Adrian Beltre here.
Hmm.
Guess what, Chris? It would have
Yes.
been brilliant if that had been the answer. I did find an Adrian Beltre picture, a photo of him in a Rangers cap with a red brim. But according to the internets, the black brim era was from 2004 to 2009, and Adrian
Hmm.
Beltre played for the Rangers 2011 through 2018. So your
Hmm.
theory was brilliant, but it doesn't hold up. So your criticism of the Rangers can stand.
Well, let me rewind the tape. I don't understand why they're wearing a black visor. That's weird.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, I don't
Anyway,
get it.
well, Chris,
Anyway,
everyone is waiting for seventh grade French student of the year, Chris Creamer, to bust out his French award so that we can talk about the 2030 Olympics in the French Alps. 2030 on Alp, Chris. Yeah.
2030.
How about that?
Do you get? Oh, first of all, it's a shame that Andre the Giant didn't live long enough to see the Olympics in the French Alps, which I believe is where he was billed as being from. We all love Andre the Giant, of course. Um,
This is new information to me. I did not know that.
do you know who Andre the Giant is?
Yes, I know who Andre the Giant is, of
Okay.
course. I just didn't know he was billed as being from the French Alps.
Oh, I like that you emphasize giant.
I know who Andre the Giant is. I thought we were talking about Philip the Giant. I had the wrong giant.
Do you know Phil the Giant?
Phil the Giant. He's I get called Phil all the time, by the way.
So, okay, you're Philadelphia Phil or Phil.
That's the thing, is right, because I'm a Phillies
Yeah.
fan. Paul begins with a P, ends with an L. But as you'll discover in
Hmm.
Philadelphia, I'm only 5'8", and so not a giant by any stretch.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Well,
Yeah.
I can lean my arm on your my elbow on your head.
You're like 3 meters tall. How
Okay.
did they do that in Canada?
3 meters. Sure, yeah, I'm 3 meters tall, Paul. Go look that up. Go look up how tall 3 meters is, and you'll
Uh,
you'll laugh. I think 3 meters is about 9 feet.
it is 9 feet.
If
It's three
okay,
3 meter 3 feet to a meter,
roughly speaking, yes.
roughly. Yeah.
Okay. What are we talking about? Winter
We're talking
Olympics in
about
the
the
French
French
Alps.
Alps. This is a guess what this logo has in it, Chris? This is maybe the Olympics
Hmm.
tribute to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays because they went with a gradient.
They did go with the gradient. The gradient is back,
Yeah. Yeah,
you know.
fully backed.
2030. Well, it's hard to believe that by the time these games are played, the 1990s will be 40 years ago.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Let's take a second to digest that.
right.
Everyone just turned to dust that was listening to this.
Son of a gun. Uh, yeah.
Okay, so they unveiled the logos for both the Olympic Games and the Paralympic Games at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
And they did this kind of a neat thing here. So
Uh-huh.
both logos are designed to represent
Yeah.
the same mountain peak of the French Alps. Rays of light, well, there you go, another Tampa Bay Rays reference in this logo.
That's why they did it.
Rays of light reveal the contours of the landscape, says the marketing speak. So the Olympic Games is the mountain peak in the gradient from blue
Yeah.
to pink, like
Yeah.
a kind of looks like a sunset, I
Yep.
suppose.
Hmm.
Whereas the Paralympic logo is the inverse of that. So the peak of the mountain now forms the negative space of that logo, whereas the rays shine around the mountain, and you have that blue to pink gradient that you see in the foreground of the Olympic Games logo. So to get like you could put the Olympic logo into the Paralympic logo and make a big gradient square with rays of light flying everywhere. 1,000 points of light,
Wow.
as
I was
President Bush used to say.
I was just talking about him earlier today from the old Saturday Night Live sketch where John
Yeah.
Lovitz was playing Michael Dukakis and said, "I can't believe I'm losing to this guy." I That's how I feel with certain people in my fantasy baseball league right now. Chris, just a couple of points about this.
Uh-huh.
First of all, I think that the term negative space is unnecessarily pessimistic. I prefer counterform. So just so you know, it's counterform when I talk about it. You can go ahead and use negative space, but as an
We're taking
optimist,
the thesaurus away from you. I don't know who gave you a thesaurus.
but I agree that the way they created that visual relationship between the Olympics and the Paralympics is really nifty. I think it's a great effect, and it's clearly part of the same set of logos. There's very clearly a relationship, but there's enough of a distinction that you know exactly what you're looking at here. So I think that is super cool, and I think the focus on the mountain is another positive here. So I think this is a high quality set of logos, even with gradient blends, kind of understated, right? Like it's not
Understated gradient blends. Yeah, that's not something you normally see.
you don't, right? So yeah, so I'm in favor of this, and I think if we're going to meet in Philadelphia for the All-Star game in 2026, we should do a live recording in 2030 in the French Alps.
You know what? Ask me in 2029.
We got to
So I
get the
can.
SportsLogos.Net corporate jet all fueled up and
Oh,
ready for that
sure.
show.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how the next couple of years go. If I get a corporate jet, then no offense, Paul, I'm probably not doing the podcast.
Get out of here
Um,
with that, Chris.
so I know I took away your thesaurus, but
Ah,
synonyms of nifty include dandy,
oh,
excellent, neat,
okay.
stylish, terrific. Thesaurus.com says that a weak synonym of nifty is clever
Oh.
or groovy. So feel free to note those. I apologize for taking away your thesaurus.
That's okay. Well, I don't need it anymore because you gave me all
You
those
don't,
alternatives to nifty.
right? Groovy.
Groovy. Well, I think it is let's see, what can I say? Good logo that is good. And they did a good job on designing a good logo. Sorry, I don't have my thesaurus anymore, Chris.
I told you you could have. Oh, you know.
The
One of these days, I'm doing
Olympics.
this show by myself, and that's going to be it.
Well, you could also do it with Glenn Cook, who wrote this article, and he did a great job breaking all this down. So it's
See,
good.
this is why you're still here because you're the king of the segue.
But Chris, there's other stuff going on in sports logos news, if you can believe it.
Oh, here's a segue.
Yeah.
Speaking of the French Alps, the
Oh,
New Orleans Saints and their fleur-de-lis inspired logo.
wow.
Um, Here, you talk about the Saints. I'm gonna go make a sandwich.
All right, the Saints, Chris, are commemorating their 60th season, and it is a shield. It's got a little fleur-de-lis. It's got a gold pattern behind the number 60, kind of a beveled number 60. It's got a sort of 3D effect to it. Again, I tend to like these things when they're understated, which is funny because like the All-Star Game hats that we were talking about are the opposite of of understated. It was like this is the opposite of MLB's approach of just like let's load all of the design elements into a cannon and shoot them at the hats. This is a much more sort of subtle, nuanced design. And the gold and the black, it just works great. So things that they're celebrating here, the Diamond Jubilee, celebrating their 60th season. The shield shape references Sir Saint's shield and an early logo design. This is from their
Mhm.
past. 9 division titles are represented by hash marks on the uniform. I think that's pretty cool. And the black gold is dripping black gold. It's a reference to an oil field. I wouldn't have caught that just by looking at it, Chris. But this is all from the article by Andrew Lind. So we've mentioned
Andrew Lind,
everybody
our
on
old
this
friend
episode.
Andrew Lind.
Andrew
Yes, we did.
Lind. And then they've included the fleur-de-lis as a reference to their current mark. So that is, there's a lot of stuff going on there, but it is still a pretty simple design.
So I had no idea,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna come right out and say it, that the original color inspiration for the Saints, I'm reading it right from the New Orleans Saints here, that black gold references the dripping oil, like you say, black gold, an oil field term that comes from the original color inspiration for the team.
Yeah.
Am I reading that right? So
Yeah.
the Saints colors came from an oil field term? Have you ever heard that before?
I had not. This is brand new information to me, courtesy of Andrew Lind.
Well, thank you, Andrew. So, yeah, Andrew Lind appears to have referenced that in an article 4 years ago that he's linking to in here. You know,
We're learning
we gotta
stuff
have
as
a
we go
talk to
here,
him.
Chris.
I like that they used a diamond as the dot in the established. I think
Yeah, that's pretty
that's
cool, huh?
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's small and like it's okay. It would have been just a period, but now it's a diamond.
Yeah.
It doesn't even need to be there. But like, yeah, you throw in a little thing in there. The 9 hash marks for 9 division titles. I don't know.
Yeah.
That seems a little weird.
Right.
Are those okay? So I guess that's supposed to look like the yard markers on a field.
Right.
Do
Yeah.
they do 9 hash marks? I guess they do. So this is a logo that educates.
Right.
We didn't know
Right.
about the black gold oil field term.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some sort of design in the background of the shield too that they don't reference that like wavy lines.
Some sort of like
Um,
this gold pattern here. Yeah.
yeah, it looks like someone with the V hold on the old VCR. Remember those?
Yes.
When you had
Yeah.
to, yeah, that's what it reminds me of. We have some tracking issues for the older listeners out there. But yeah, I mean, as far as commemorative season patches go, it's nice. It's fine. It's simple. They worked in a lot of stuff into it. I think some things of it are silly, like the hash marks, like that. That has nothing to do with the Saints. You could say 9 division titles, but to me, it just clutters up the logo in a way it doesn't need to.
hmm
But the fact that the logo's in the shape of the old Saints logo from when they first joined the league, I think that's a nice little feature.
hmm
And yeah, I have really nothing bad to say about it. It's a 60th season patch. I guess we could discuss the appropriateness of celebrating a 60th season versus like is 60 worth celebrating? Because I feel once you get to 50, you celebrate every 25 years.
Yeah, we've had this
Because I mean, like,
conversation.
yeah, like once you've been to 50, are you surprised that you made it another 10 years?
If there's an opportunity to sell merchandise with that number 60 on it, I think definitely yes. Chris, as always, there's so much going on. All of this stuff people can go check out on the site at sportslogos.net. But we've got some other important business to get to here. We've got some
Hmm.
segments, Chris. And so my question for you is, what are people saying on the YouTubes about the old podcast? What messages are people sending to us when they listen to the podcast in that video format?
Well, we got some great comments this week. I think it's because I started reading comments again. People
Yeah,
started commenting.
right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
admonished
So see what
yourself for
happens.
missing a week, and then you admonished our listeners for not leaving comments.
I didn't admonish. Give me back that thesaurus.
I can't wait, Chris. I can't wait to hear what these comments are.
All right. Well, the Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup, and we have at based God 1129.
Ooh.
They say, watching the Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup remind me how much their uniform set frustrates me. The mismatched home and road jerseys, the constant tweaking seemingly every year, and the fact that they have the Whalers uniforms just sitting there underutilized. They are the Tennessee Titans of the NHL. If it were up to you guys, how would you fix Carolina's identity crisis? What would I do with the Hurricane
All
set?
right.
Well, they can't wear the Whalers stuff frequently just because, there's a lot of sensitivities there. I don't mind them wearing the Whalers uniform once a year. I also don't mind them wearing it when they're in New England because when they visit Boston, I think that's an opportunity to, pay tribute to the local fans. I find it weird that they only wear it in Carolina. At least do something. Reach out to Connecticut, reach out to Hartford, try to, bring down some find if there's, the Hartford Whalers season ticket holders from 1997 and bring them down, make it so that it doesn't feel like, hey, we're just trying to score money off of the Whalers' legacy after their team was lost. But there's a way to reach out to Whalers fans to make it seem a little better. That aside, what the Hurricanes should do uniform wise, I think they had a perfect set when they first started playing back in 97, 98 with that hurricane warning flag striping pattern along the bottom of the jersey. I thought that was very clever. It was very novel in the NHL, and it just looked great. It was a very good look. That red and black color scheme. I thought their white jersey was one of the nicest jerseys at the time. So much so that I went out and I bought one, and I still have my white Carolina Hurricanes jersey from 1998 in my collection, and just wear the matching red set. And as an alternate, keep it simple. Just do a black version of that white or the red set. And if you want to get clever there, okay, you can put the red and black version of the logo in the front. The Hurricanes uniform set is very frustrating. Base God 1129 is right. That set is very frustrating because it's like three totally different directions all mixed into one. And then on top of it, they wear a throwback uniform from a completely different identity in a completely different state as a fourth throwback uniform. They're all over the place, but they win Stanley Cups, so I guess they can do
Hmm.
whatever the heck they want. But yeah, I think the Hurricanes just need to simplify things. It's the easy answer is to throw back to their original, but that was their best look, and that's not just me being nostalgic. That's just the fact, Jack.
Chris, as I get older, I am becoming more firmly entrenched in my grumpy old man opinion that identities for sports teams belong to the city. And I'm sure there's trademark law, I'm sure there's intellectual property law that exists out there, but the Expos don't belong to Washington, D.C. The Whalers don't belong to Carolina. The Nordiques don't belong to Colorado. I know we love seeing these brands out there. I don't think it's appropriate for these teams to be doing what they're doing by reprising these old brands for their current cities. It bugs me to see the Nationals wearing Expos stuff. I hate it. And my pithy response to what can the Hurricanes do to fix things is get rid of the Whalers uniforms. They belong to Hartford.
So yeah, this is where you and I disagree, simply because if the other option, and this could be a whole episode, really,
Yeah,
because the way I look at it is, it's either they wear like a stolen uniform, I guess you could say, and annoy the original fan base once or twice a year,
yeah.
or the uniform gets locked in a closet and covered in dust and everyone forgets about it and it's lost to time and is never loved again. So to me, it's like, well, yeah, I get the sensitivities there, but still, as a neutral fan of the Hartford Whalers uniforms, it's really exciting for me to see them on the ice again. And it was really exciting for my kids who they only hear tales, pun intended, of the Whalers. And when the Hurricanes wear those Whalers uniforms, or when the Avalanche wore Quebec Nordiques uniforms this season, it was extremely thrilling for them. And to see the Nordiques uniforms in Montreal again this year. Again, I'm aware of the sensitivities, and I'm sure it sucks, but still, for that game, that looked really cool.
Yeah. I'm just
And
thinking like if the Philadelphia Eagles moved to like San Antonio and then like the San Antonio missions for lack of a better name were playing as the Philadelphia Eagles once a year, I would hate it. And it's
oh,
it's
I'm sure you would. Yeah.
the sports branding equivalent of cultural appropriation. But like you say, Chris, this could be this could be a whole episode, and maybe it will be someday. But you said comments plural out there on
Comments,
the
yes, we
YouTubes.
have. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got a lot of time put into this comment. So,
right.
great question, by the way. Great question and comment.
Yeah.
Keep them coming. Let's see. GK by the Bay commenting on a couple episodes ago, just pointing out the Timberwolves uniforms. He says it's probably no coincidence that when we say the Tree M logo, the logo that's an M in a tree, doesn't it sound suspiciously a lot like 3M, the large conglomerate
Mm.
headquartered in Minnesota? GK by the Bay, it might be onto something there,
Hmm.
but probably not. At Michael Walker, 7,400. Michael Walker is a longtime reader of our site, so it's always nice to hear from him. He shares some wisdom on jersey construction. He says for the crests, it tends to be embroidered onto the shirt for replica jerseys, but a heat press 3D version for the authentic shirts. And he's had the issue of switching to a printed badge. I think he's talking about soccer jerseys here
Mm.
for some of his own shirts because the wording gets lost. Oh, that's okay. That's a good point. If you have, so basically what he's saying is if you have a logo that has a lot of lettering on it, like a team name or some small, or like for a soccer jersey where there's like mottos and sayings and probably Latin, a lot of that gets lost if you're using embroidery. So yeah, it makes sense to use a printed badge. And yeah, that's a good point that I did not think of. He also talks about the 2026 World Cup logo, where he's like, if you just turn that photo of the World Cup trophy into a 2D representation, like a
Right.
graphic representation, it would look a lot better. And
Yes. He's
yeah,
absolutely
he's
right.
right.
Yeah.
He also points out that with FIFA getting upset at some teams with uniforms that are too political, he points out that FIFA told Ukraine to get rid of a map on their uniform because it included Crimea. And that's obviously a bit of a sensitive topic between Ukraine and Russia. Let's see. At Kilo One, we talked about his profile picture, which was the Chicago Dogs, and he picked up on that, and he appreciates the shout out. He also pointed out that not only did it have the Chicago Dogs on there, but it also has his four favorite teams put on the hot dog as if they're toppings. So we have the logos of the Cubs, Bulls, Bears, and Blackhawks on top of his Chicago Dog.
Wow.
I love it. That's a fun idea. Good job, Kilo One, on your avatar. Laser PDB. This is the man who changed his username just for me. Thank you.
The
He's just
password.
excited. Yes,
The
formerly the password. He's just excited that he got a Montreal Victoire PWHL Walter Cup Champions T-shirt. He says it's black, but it incorporates the cup and the silhouette of the city skyline of Montreal. And you know what? That sounds like a pretty decent championship T-shirt. And that is our YouTube comments for this week. Thank you, everyone, for sending in your comments, your questions, and if you keep doing it, we'll keep reading them. So
It's
get out there.
fantastic. I love it. And giving you a chance to trot out that seventh grade French award.
Did I use any French today?
You said victoire.
Victoire. Do you know what that means in English?
Do I know what victoire means in English? Chris, we've talked about the fact
Mm,
that I majored in French, right?
you did.
Chris, enough of this French vocabulary quiz here. It's time for the highlight of the show every single week. But I'm waiting for you. I'm dying for you to bring me in here. I can't do it without your permission.
We got another comment where somebody said they loved the show, but your stopwatch is just a little too loud.
There's a button that you press when you're editing where it says turn down the volume of the other stuff to, highlight the voice. And I missed it last time. I just missed it. But I promise it'll be a quiet tick, 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 tick this time coming up.
Okay. Are you going to like comically make it super loud this time? Just to.
That'd be funny. Be like, whoa, blow people out of they're sitting there on their exercycle at the gym.
Is that where you picture people listening to this? I never really thought about it.
Yeah. I guess I don't picture anyone listening to it. I just
Oh.
figure you and I get to talk every week.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't it though?
I think it's
Yeah.
nice, but it's also like you're pretending that the audience doesn't exist, and that's not
No,
nice.
I would never. I would never.
Well, that audience that most certainly exists, much to Paul's chagrin, would like to hear Paul Caputo's minor league stopwatch free minute.
It's the minor league minute with Paul Caputo. Paul Caputo. It's the minor league minute with Paul Caputo. Paul Caputo. It's the minor league minute with Paul Caputo.
I'm quoting all over the place here. Chris, it's the minor league minute. We are talking this week about the Portland Sea Dogs, one of the absolute classics from minor league baseball. They debuted in 1993 as an expansion team of the Florida Marlins. And so they were teal at the time. The logo created by Guy Gilchrist, who very notably is Jim Henson's cartoonist. He worked on the Muppets. He worked on Fraggle Rock. He worked on Nancy and Sluggo. And he told me when I was writing this article about this team that the Portland Sea Dogs logo is a combination of the front-facing animal of the Chicago Bulls, the San Jose Sharks biting through a hockey stick, and Nancy and Sluggo, the cartoon characters. He's got a harbor seal holding a bat in its mouth and looking right at the viewer. Notably, Chris, this harbor seal has ears. Harbor seals don't have ears, so technically he is a sea lion. But look, that's creative license. It's a classic logo created by one of minor league baseball's lesser used but really great designers, and a really good guy who took time to speak to me for the site. It was one of my early brushes with celebrities. Jim Henson's cartoonist talking to me for the site. Chris, that's your minor league minute. The Portland Sea Dogs.
Oh, that's amazing. A couple things I want to point out. First of all, a cool story. Thanks for sharing that. I think we need more logos to be designed by cartoonists.
Yeah.
That would really shake up the landscape. And a lot of logos were originally designed by cartoonists, like back in the 60s. I think that the Patriots logo was designed by a cartoonist,
Patriot
if I'm
Pat?
not mistaken. Patriot Pat, yeah, he was designed by a cartoonist. The original Dallas Texans and Kansas City Chiefs logos were designed by a cartoonist. And of course, the Portland Sea Dogs. The Sea Dogs, this was one of the early examples of a minor league baseball team, like really kind of having fun with their branding and their logo and all that, right? Like they weren't the first, but I think like the Chattanooga Lookouts, that might have been like one of the first real like silly minor league baseball identities.
Yeah.
But the Sea Dogs were right there, and they haven't changed their logo aside from just changing the colors as they switched affiliates from the Marlins to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
They're still sticking with that original logo here 33 years later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even more. Yeah.
The one I point to as like one of the very first to the minor league teams to really embrace like we're going to have our own logo and it's it's going to sell, the Carolina Mudcats, sadly defunct.
Right.
Carolina Mudcats,
Yes,
I think,
yes.
were like the first to really do that. By the way, that Patriot Pat was created by Phil Bissell, who I also interviewed way back when for the site, and he sent me actually a signed print of Patriot Pat from early, from his early days. So
Oh my
that's a
gosh,
cool story
amazing.
too.
Does the site technically own that autographed print? I don't know how.
Sure, I'll send it to you. I'll bring it to Philly with me, and I'll hand it off to you.
Okay.
Chris, we've got an all-star game coming up. We're going to get to hang out in Philadelphia. I don't know if he wants this information public, but we're going to be on Todd Radum's roof drinking beer at some point. So this is going to be a ton of fun. The all-star game coming up. I want to know, have you ever been to an all-star game? What's your all-star game history?
I went to the 2005 AHL All-Star game in Toronto. I went to the 2024 NHL All-Star game, which 2024, 2.5 years ago. But at this point, the most recent NHL All-Star game, they haven't had one for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I went there as a guest of our mutual friend, Bill Frederick. Thank you, Bill, for that. And I was seen on national U.S. television fist bumping, celebrating a goal If you go back and watch the ABC feed of that game, you will see me punch in the sky celebrating. Of course, I did that knowing because the ABC camera was right in my face. So I was like, well, I better do something. Um, and within seconds, I got a text message with a picture of me on someone's television.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm going to tell you about the 2019 Major League Baseball All-Star Game down in Cleveland, which I was invited down by some of my friends at Major League Baseball and got to enjoy some of the festivities. I was down there again with our friend Todd, our friend Bill, and a few of their old-time friends, and really got to enjoy the All-Star experience in Major League Baseball for up until today, or up until next week, I should say, the first and only time in my life. This involved getting a media pass, not to the All-Star game itself, no,
Hmm.
not to the Home Run Derby, no, but to the Celebrity All-Star softball game,
Wow.
where, yes, and I can be awkward when it comes to getting media passes to things,
Hmm.
simply because, as someone who spends all their time in their home office,
Right.
not mingling with people. Suddenly when I'm thrust in front of a big stadium, walking on the field, that can be a little
Right.
intimidating. So I just tend to follow the crowd, and I'm just okay. I'm going to do whatever anybody says. I'm walking on the field. I have Dr. Oz is beside me.
Wow.
Drew Carey is beside me. Who that person that he plays for the Chiefs and Taylor Swift is marrying? He was right beside me too before he was marrying Taylor Swift.
Are you
Who's
talking
that guy?
about Jason
Travis.
Kelsey's brother?
Yeah, so the Philly guy. Travis Kelsey, right? Okay.
Yes.
So they were all there. They get us down onto the field and they say, "Yeah, you guys just stand here."
Oh,
And basically we're standing on the field and right behind us, blocking the view of about the first three rows of fans. And I feel horrible, but this is what they told me to do. What am I going to do? The fan starts yelling at us. We're getting screamed at.
oh no.
The old welcome to Cleveland type behavior. I don't blame them, by the way. Like
Yeah,
we were blocking them, but we were just doing what we were told.
sure.
Eventually, someone from the PR side came over and said, "Oh, you guys sit down. What are you doing standing up here? Sit down." Um, so we sat on the field during the All-Star Celebrity Softball game. Right behind me, Drew Carey took that big drum, the Cleveland Indians fan at the time, and he
Yeah.
banged that drum. He came down, he gave the drum to Drew, and Drew started pounding it right in front of me. That was cool. After the game, I had to rush back to my Airbnb.
Mm.
So I'm climbing up the stairs. I just instead of going through the media exit, I go through the stands. So I climb over, I start going up the stairs. There's a big long line of fans all going to the concourse at the same time as me. So I got nowhere to go. I feel somebody pushing me in the back.
Oh no.
Push, push.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know. Stop me if I've told this story before. I'm
No.
getting pushed, getting pushed. Who's pushing me? I'm getting annoyed now. So I turn around and by golly, it's Kenny Lofton
Wow. You've definitely
in
not told this story before.
in full celebrity all-star softball game uniform.
Oh my
He
gosh.
has hopped into the crowd because he wants to beeline it to his family to say hi or whatever.
Oh,
And I'm guessing from his perspective,
yeah.
he's about to get mobbed by a bunch of really excited Cleveland fans,
Yeah.
right? But he can't get around me because I can't get around the people in front of me. There's a big line. So I'm just like, oh, wow, okay, Kenny Lofton,
Yeah.
cool. And then I get pushed again.
Wow.
And I'm starting to get annoyed now. I'm going to
Sure.
get upset at Kenny
Back
Lofton.
off, Kenny Lofton.
Well, that's pretty much what happened. So finally, I kept going, I can't go anywhere. I
Yeah.
can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere. And then he kind of gave me a nudge again. I turned around, I said, "Cool it, Kenny."
Wow. Cool it, Kenny. It's amazing.
Cool it, Kenny. And then I had to go home because I was taking the family, true story, to a Weird Al concert the next day.
Wow.
And yep, not only did I go right home and see a Weird Al concert, I also went and I found a Kenny Lofton baseball card in my collection. And I gave him a piece of my mind and he didn't say anything back to me.
How
But
about that?
how about that, right? Cool it, Kenny. I
Cool it,
hope that
Kenny.
there's a similar, I hope maybe John Kruk gives me a shove or something when we're down in Philly. And I can say,
I
cool it, Kruk.
Crucker. Crocker, get out of here,
Crocker.
Crocker, with that.
And I promise not to mention Mitch Williams or Joe Carter or Kawhi Leonard at all while I'm down there.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That
If I'm
is.
drinking on Todd Radum's roof enough, I might start shouting it off.
Let's see if we
Joe
can
Carter!
get see if we can get Todd Radom to start shouting it. That would be something.
Oh, he's neutral. He's a
That's
Red
true.
Sox fan.
I don't have any Major League Baseball All-Star experience yet, but
Yet.
it's coming, and I can't believe it, and I'm so excited. I have been to two All-Star-ish things. One, I went to the Arizona Fall League Fall Stars game just 2 years ago at Sloan Park, where the Cubs have their spring training in Arizona. That was fun. But the closest I've had to a Major League Baseball All-Star experience is apart from going to Fan Fest in 1996 at the Convention Center in Philadelphia, July 15, 2015, at Werner Park in Papillion, Nebraska, I went to the AAA All-Star game between the International League and the Pacific Coast League, a game that featured the likes of Elias Diaz and Corey Seager and Ketel Marte at that game. And all of the mascots, or many of the mascots anyway, from the AAA teams were there in Omaha. Just a short, like 6-hour drive from Fort Collins. It's pretty, you like drive to Nebraska and turn right. That's how you get to Omaha from Fort Collins. So, so that's it for
seeing
me.
all the mascots, that's the best part of the All-Star, is seeing all the mascots together.
It was pretty cool. But yeah, you have a plethora of All-Star experiences there that I am jealous of. Like
but
like
only
I said,
once. Only once I got shoved by a former baseball player, though.
That's right. Let's see who we can get you shoved by in Philadelphia.
Oh, I'm sure I could find plenty. Oh,
are you bringing Blue Jays gear, or are you going to be in your official capacity and you can't wear team gear?
that's an excellent question. You know what? I like options, so
Okay.
I might go with some formal wear
Okay.
and some casual wear
Okay.
while I'm there. I think if I'm given a press pass,
Yeah.
I'm not wearing any
Yeah.
team merchandise. But, if I'm in the stands, yeah, I think the All-Star game it's okay to wear another team's jersey at an All-Star game, right?
My girlfriend Amy went to the All-Star game. She lived in Arizona for 20 years. She went to the All-Star game at, I don't know if it was the Bob or if it was Chase Field at that point, but she went to the game in Arizona, and she described it as a United Nations of baseball fans. So she said there was just
Perfect.
everyone representing every team.
Well said.
Yes.
You know what I need is a jersey that has all the team logos on it.
That would be really something, right? And it would be out of date like almost immediately.
That's okay. I can update it as time goes on.
Oh, you just like get yourself a little seam ripper, take one of the patches off and put another one on.
We can
Absolutely.
make it turn into a video of me ripping off the patch and putting the new one on.
This is
Content.
Now we have content.
Content. Paul, before we leave,
yeah.
I do want to point out that today is the day we're recording, I should say, is the 31st anniversary of the New York Islanders introducing their Fisherman Islander logo.
Wow.
Which would be a perfect segue into. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, we're out of time.
Jeez.
But yeah,
that's a bummer. Well, we have maybe next week, Chris. I'll put it back on the rundown for next week. The Bridgeport Islanders. What a cool logo, huh? It
looks like a fisherman, right?
Yeah, it looks like a fisherman.
Well,
this is the New York Islanders that we're talking about here.
No, we don't have time to talk about Bridgeport right now.
No.
Sorry.
So, Chris, just one last thought. You referenced this. I would be talking about Bridgeport right now, but you referenced this other thing that I wanted to mention. At the time of this recording, I am going tomorrow to the iconic music venue Red Rocks in Morrison, Colorado, just outside of Denver, to see one of my heroes, Weird Al Yankovic.
What? Seriously?
Seriously. Weird
That's
Al
exciting.
at Red Rocks.
So I saw Weird Al the day after Kenny Lofton pushed me, and now you're going to see Weird Al.
It's amazing. Right before John Kruk pushes you.
Here's a fun fact that I have, and I want to call the people at Guinness.
Oh, okay.
And I want to see what they think about this. Okay,
Yeah.
so
The beer
when
or
I was
the records?
the Book of Records people.
Okay. All right.
We'll talk about the Bridgeport Islanders in a second, but this
Another
is
time.
important.
Yeah.
After that Kenny Lofton incident,
Yeah.
I went to a Major League Baseball used to have like an all-star party.
Yeah.
And I got an invite to it. It was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
This is amazing.
where we saw Joan Jett performed at the party,
Wow.
and she sang, she sang about 5 or 6 songs, and one of the songs she sang was I Love Rock and Roll.
Sure.
And so after the concert, I drove to Toronto.
Yeah.
The next day, I took my family to the Weird Al concert
Amazing.
where he sang
I Love Rocky Road.
Rocky Road.
Amazing.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Not only did I see the original in person, but I also saw the parody, 2 different countries within 24 hours. That's got to be a record.
This is
somebody
amazing and totally worth postponing that Bridgeport Islanders story, Chris. Totally worth it. What an amazing
If only
story.
the Bridgeport Islanders still existed, we would be able to call them and they would say, I understand.
They would understand, I think. But Chris, I can see that the spool of tape is just about to run out here, so we should
it's
probably
making that flapping sound now.
It is. It's telling me that the time is up here. Chris, we'll see you next week. We didn't even mention, by the way, Todd Helton, number 17. Shohei Ohtani, number 17. This was episode 17.
We don't say his name. We don't say Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, okay. Well, Todd Helton. This was our Todd Helton episode.
Todd Helton. Wendell Clark.
Of course.
Kelly Gruber.
Chris, we'll see you next week.
Yes. Don't forget to adjust your V-hold. Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
That's rude.